Bluetooth really feels like magic, right? We started with banging rocks as cavemen, to building machines that can high-five each other through the air. Some of you are even listening to me talk through Bluetooth right now, so I had to find out, how does Bluetooth even work? What's the origin? And can it ever really be replaced? I did a whole bunch of research, and by research I mean Google and ChatGPT, and was surprised to find Bluetooth might just be here to stay forever. First though, why the name Bluetooth? Well, it's mostly because a lot of inventors tend to be history nerds. Bluetooth is actually named after a 10th century Danish king named Harald Bluetooth Gormson. Dude got the nickname Bluetooth because he had a dead tooth that looked kind of bluish grey. Imagine making your whole thing bad dental hygiene. But the real reason he was so important was because he was famous for uniting warring factions of Denmark and Norway. Fast forward to the 1990s and tech engineers were like, this king who brought people together is the perfect symbol for tech that connects stuff. Plus, his symbol is sick. See? History nerds. Now, we've got a tech protocol named after a Viking with probably some of the worst breath. But honestly, it's kind of poetic. Just as Harold united two nations, Bluetooth unites our gadgets in a drama-free, well, mostly wireless harmony. Plus now I've just helped you next time you YouTube hard trivia questions, you're welcome. And it makes you wonder what else we could be named after kings. Like what if our home Wi-Fi was called King Broadband the Magnificent? Or our smart lights were named after some Roman emperor of illumination. Even if you forget all the technical details, you'll always remember that there's a Viking king out there somewhere whose biggest legacy isn't a battle, is that you can listen to lo-fi hip-hop while brushing your teeth. Oh, and the logo, that cool symbol we see when pairing stuff, it's actually a mashup of two ancient Nordic runes that were Harald's initials. For a 10th century Viking, his marketing skills were 21st century. It's a fun Easter egg. Every time you pair your earbuds, you're literally summoning Viking power. Right, so how does Bluetooth actually work? Well, to put it simply, the same way radio does. Think of your Bluetooth like its own little radio device, sending out its own frequencies and waves called ultra high frequency waves, or UHK for short. You can't see them, but your phone certainly can. So what makes these waves different from regular radio waves? As the name implies, these waves are moving fast. They are bouncing around each other at approximately 2.4 billion times a second. Billion with a B. This is where we get the term 2.4 gigahertz, which you might know from your Wi-Fi. I'll get back to that soon. Essentially, although it seems like your phone and headphones are just sitting there, they're actually bouncing radio waves super fast, like playing the world's most intense tennis match. Bluetooth waves aren't just for Bluetooth though. Many devices like microwave ovens and GPS systems use radio waves as well. Basically, you are walking around in a haze of radio waves 24/7. Your devices are going warp speed so you can listen to Manchild for the 400th time. Luckily though, there don't seem to be any crazy side effects yet. And when your device wants to link up with another, that's pairing. One device is the lead, the main unit, and the other just vibes along, the peripheral. Simple, right? But behind the scenes it's chaos, the good kind. These devices are hopping through 79 different channels to ensure they are connected, jumping between dozens of them per second. Also, there's no interference. It's like speed dating for frequencies. And your devices are surprisingly good at it. They're hopping, dodging, weaving through traffic, all to keep your podcast uninterrupted. Just take a second here. Every single second, your gadgets are navigating the chaotic maze of invisible chatter. It's doing this while you're just out for a walk or jamming in your kitchen. No lags, no wires, just invisible teamwork. Turns out Bluetooth was way ahead of its time, which makes sense to why it's still here over 25 years later. Bluetooth is kind of like that friend who's chill as long as you stay within 30 feet, but totally ghosts you if you wander too far. Do you have friends like that? No? Just me? Man, I need new friends. Bluetooth has a short range because its radio waves are much weaker than Wi-Fi or cellular signals, which is actually intentional. Less power means less battery drain, so your wireless earbuds aren't dead by noon. Nice, right? You get just enough connection to stay synced, but not enough to run to the grocery store without losing your audio halfway through. Plus, it means that you won't be interfering with the Wi-Fi and cellular signals. It's a win-win. But the flip side, you walk into the next room and suddenly your music is buffering like you downloaded it from LimeWire. That's the price of using what are essentially public airwaves. Anyone can use them. Your neighbor's TV remote, your friend's game controller, your baby monitor, they're all screaming into the same space, trying not to step on each other's toes. But Bluetooth was built very smart. It picks a random frequency from its 79 channel buffet and hops between them. Why 79 channels? Well, it turns out that a lot of radio waves are privatized. Yay, that invisible thing in the air. Turns out AT&T owns it. So the government and companies were able to come to an agreement to allow 79 channels that Bluetooth can operate in, dodging not just Wi-Fi and cellular waves, but also all other Bluetooth waves nearby. Of course it's not perfect, and too many devices can cause some issues, but, well, I'll explain later in the video. So how was Bluetooth invented? How was it created over 25 years ago, when all we had was cell phones that looked like this and affordable housing? Too real. Back in the 90s, connecting devices was a whole ordeal. We had infrared, which required a direct line of sight. Like, you had to line up the two devices like you were shooting a laser. Drop your phone or sneeze and poof, connection lost. A good example is the Nintendo Wii. It's why you needed the Wii sensor bar to get that pointer on screen. It's also why you can use something like candles to recreate the same effect. Not kidding, try it out safely, try it out safely. So, who invented it? Enter Jaap C. Hartson, a Dutch engineer known today as the father of Bluetooth. Hartson was tasked back in 1993 with solving a frustrating problem. How do you get electronic devices to talk to each other without a mess of wires? At the time, everything was wired. Phones, headsets, keyboards, printers. So Hartson rolled up his sleeves and got to work on creating short-range wireless communication that didn't rely on line of sight like infrared. The result? The groundwork for what we now call Bluetooth. At first, Bluetooth was all about replacing wired voice calls. The idea was simple: let your phone talk to your headset without a cable connecting them. But as Hartson and his team developed the tech, they realised they could push the limits much further. They started with a modest range of about 11 yards, which was already enough to ditch the annoying cables. But then they kept tweaking, testing and building until they stretched that range out to a solid 262 yards in some cases. Suddenly, Bluetooth wasn't just a wireless phone call tool, it was a whole platform for devices to interact, connect, and do cool stuff together. But inventing the core tech wasn't enough. Hartson also helped build the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, a squad of companies and experts formed in 1998 to make sure Bluetooth didn't just stay in the lab. Between 1998 and 2000, they transformed Bluetooth from a cool concept into a universal language spoken by gadgets everywhere. If you've ever paired a speaker, synced a watch, or connected to your car, you can thank Hartson and his Bluetooth dream team. This is why Bluetooth could really shine. It became so revolutionary that by 2020, over 4 billion Bluetooth devices had shipped globally. That's a billion with a B. It went from science fiction to everyday life in like a decade. We don't even notice how normalized it is anymore. Your car knows your phone, your smartwatch knows your earbuds. It's like your devices have their own little social network. But that was all the way back in the 90s and early 2000s. Why haven't we gone past it? Where's our green gum, red nose, pink eye? Wait, don't do that one. Well, Bluetooth has done something that is rare in the tech world. It evolved, slowly but surely, through years of upgrades, innovations, and behind-the-scenes tweaks. This timeline is where Bluetooth truly finds its groove. Each update added a layer of charm, speed, and practicality that helped it slide into more and more devices. And because I'm a big old nerd, I wrote out the exact timeline of how Bluetooth evolved. It's super cool and not something you should make fun of me for. In 2004, we got Bluetooth 2.0. Bluetooth 2.0 introduced enhanced data rate EDR, which meant you could now transfer data at up to 3 megabits per second. Yeah, it's that fast. Don't freak out though, it usually maxed out around 2.1 megabits per second in real life, but that was still a huge leap from the previous generation. And more importantly, it used way less power. So your wireless keyboard, mouse, or headset stopped costing you a fortune in electricity bills. Suddenly, Bluetooth wasn't just a niche tech feature, it was convenient, fast, and battery friendly. The result? More people started taking Bluetooth seriously, and this was also when Bluetooth first started to feel normal. It was no longer a nice to have, but more of a how did we live without this situation. In 2007, we got Bluetooth 2.1. This update came in with some serious personal growth vibes. It brought us secure simple pairing, a life-changing feature that made connecting devices almost effortless. No more clunky PIN codes or repairing drama. You could finally set up your Bluetooth speaker without pulling all your hair out. But that wasn't all. It also introduced something called sniff subrating, which basically told Bluetooth devices, hey, relax if no one's talking to you, which, to be honest, I would love if someone did this to me. This low power mode extended battery life big time, especially for devices that just chill in standby until you need them. Extended inquiry response, EIR, also made it into the mix, which helped devices filter and identify each other faster. Think of it like your phone getting smarter at playing matchmaker. Instead of guessing which BT audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was yours, it got better at knowing who it should be talking to. Bluetooth was getting smoother, friendlier, and a whole lot more energy efficient. Basically, 2.1 made Bluetooth feel like it belonged in the 21st century. In 2009, we got Bluetooth 3.0. Bluetooth got turbocharged. It introduced high-speed HS data transfer, which boosted speeds up to 24 megabits per second by piggybacking on Wi-Fi radio when needed. So, while it still used Bluetooth for basic control stuff, it could flip on the turbo for bigger file transfers. Yeah, let's increase the speed by almost 10 times within 5 years. Bluetooth was growing like crazy, and the best part, this speed didn't come at the cost of battery life. Bluetooth 3.0 managed to stay power conscious thanks to built-in power control. It only called in Wi-Fi when it absolutely needed to go fast. In 2010, we got Bluetooth 4.0, aka Bluetooth Smart. Bluetooth Smart introduced the world to the low energy version of Bluetooth, which was like opening the door to a whole new genre of gadgets. Fitness trackers, heart rate monitors, smart scales, all these little devices that didn't need a ton of juice to stay connected. They finally had a wireless buddy that wouldn't eat up their battery life in a day. On top of that, 4.0 brought in GATT, Generic Attribute Profile, and man did that acronym age well, which helped developers build secure, flexible connections between devices. You could now customize and encrypt how your devices talk to each other, making Bluetooth feel not just smarter, but more secure. In 2013, we got Bluetooth 4.1. Alright, this one didn't come with fireworks, but it quietly made everything better. Devices could now talk to each other without a phone in the middle. Imagine your smartwatch chatting directly with your headphones to adjust your music, all while your phone chills in your bag. Bluetooth was learning how to multitask. 4.1 made the whole ecosystem way more flexible, and that set the stage for some of the cool features we take for granted today. It's around this time that tech companies realised that Bluetooth was here to stay. And finally, in 2016, we got Bluetooth 5.0. This was it, the best version of Bluetooth. Double the speed, 4 times the range, and a whopping 8 times the data broadcasting capacity. Suddenly, you could roam further from your device, get better sound quality, and even connect to multiple things at once. It was like Bluetooth watched a million YouTube videos on how to be successful and actually applied it. Bluetooth 5 made it easier for developers to integrate wireless tech into everything from smart homes to industrial sensors. It wasn't just about your headphones anymore, it was about your lights, your fridge, your fitness gear, even your dog's smart collar. Bluetooth 5.0 was the ultimate team player, stronger, faster, and way more versatile, and it paved the way for where we are now, a world where pretty much everything can be wirelessly connected, synced, and upgraded without breaking a sweat. So yeah, if you're wondering why Bluetooth is still so relevant today, it's because of this timeline. Each update took it from a finicky gadget feature to a foundational piece of the tech world. So yeah, next time you pop in your earbuds or share a file wirelessly, remember, it's all thanks to a dead-toothed Viking and a clever Dutch engineer. Bluetooth might still have its annoying moments, but it's the quiet MVP of modern tech life, and it's only getting better. Who knows, in a few years we might be Bluetooth pairing everything in our house, or, you know, finally finding those lost AirPods hiding in the couch. Also, check out my video on technology that's going to change the future. Don't forget to subscribe,